That's not how the real world works, I try to tell him. But all he has to do is look at Rick's example. Whether he tries or not, everything works out for my husband. Not that I have a problem with that, except when I do. At York and Ridgely, we get stuck at the red light. Eli looks around, realizing we're not heading straight to the house. What's the deal? I have a couple of errands to run, I say. You remember the Shaws? No, of course you don't. They moved to Virginia when you were 7 or 8. I remember, he says. Mr. Shaw had a silver Porsche. Yes, he did, but that's not how I want a child of mine recollecting people. They're coming over tonight. Your dad sprang it on me this morning, even though he's known for days. I'm not going to be there. I already told Damon I was coming over. Well, you can tell Damon... No, never mind. You made your plans, that's fine. You shouldn't have to drop everything at the last minute. What are they coming for anyway? You haven't seen them in years. That's a good question, Eli. That's a good question. 8 years ago, Jim and Kathy Shaw moved 3 hours down I-95 to Richmond, saying they would keep in touch. At the time, the Shaws were probably our closest friends, Jim being one of the few people Rick could talk to about his job without fear of being judged. Once they left, the most we ever heard from them was a card at Christmas. It was a wrenching break, especially for Rick. And now they're suddenly on our doorstep again? I don't know what to think. So, have you thought about what you want to do for your birthday? I ask. It depends, he says. Are we going to be here or out of town? Your dad has the whole month of October off, and we thought we'd take a little vacation. Maybe we could go somewhere for your birthday. California? Somewhere closer, I say. How about D.C.? We could see all the sights. That's not a vacation. It's a field trip. When Rick came home from the staff meeting over the summer announcing his 4-week vacation, a sabbatical, he called it, he dropped the whole thing in my lap to plan. Figuring out where to go and what to do, scheming a way to get the boys out of school for a week or two without looking like delinquent parents, it was all up to me. Never mind that I hadn't known far enough in advance to put money aside. Never mind that Eli's idea of fun was visiting his cousins in California, something he's only done once before, and my 18-year-old Jed responds to every idea I come up with by saying, "Sure, fine, but you'll have to go without me." Nobody wants to do what I want to do. Nobody can agree on anything else. And if I don't come up with something for them all, for my husband and my 2 teenage sons, the men in my life, then they'll blame me for having failed in my most basic primal duty. I just can't win. You know something? I begin. But Eli's not paying attention. He's already fished his iPod out of his jeans pocket and plugged the earphones in. He can't sit for 5 minutes without playing on that thing, and I've resigned myself to it. Now he taps his thumbs on the screen, absorbed in some game. I know better than to mess with the radio dial, though. He likes to blanket himself in white noise. We pass a Greek diner, then a cluster of fast food outlets. We pass the bowling alley and the office my childhood doctor practiced out of, then the Timonium racetrack and state fairgrounds. I've never been to a horse race there in my life, or to Pimlico either. We pass gas stations and car dealerships, the sticker prices rising like mercury the farther north we get. In the parking lot at Giant, Eli announces he'll stay in the car. Big surprise. I didn't see that one coming. With the door half open, I check my shopping list one last time to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Mussels and scallops, Rick's favorites. When you're entertaining a Porsche-driving lawyer and his Ivy League wife, you have to keep up appearances. Not that I care about that sort of thing. Am I forgetting anything? I ask aloud. Eli looks over at me, but he isn't listening. I'm positive I'm forgetting something. Maybe. Maybe not. I always feel like I forget.